We had a cold front come down through Miami last night, and it was a great opportunity to ride the UTV. So I took the 14th of January 2021 as an opportunity to take the UTV out to Loop Road and finish the Paces Dike ride that I had to abandon about a month ago, I guess, probably almost 6 weeks now. And even though the water was still higher than I like, it was actually pretty high. I just sucked it up and did the ride. It's been probably 10 years since I've ridden that trail, and I just wanted to check out what its condition was currently. This is the Big Cypress National Preserve Loop Road Unit trail map. Paces Dike is indicated by the big thick red arrow. The trail was literally a dike, and they wanted to do a land restoration project, so they bulldozed the dike back into the canal that was formed when they dug the fill out of it. And I used to ride the dike many years ago, but it's not there anymore. And so the trail is just as straight as a road, because it almost literally is. And it goes due south for probably a little over a mile, and then it meanders to the southwest for maybe another 3/4 of a mile. Total ride is under three miles. All right, here we go. The first leg of the trail is perfectly straight. The water was 6 to 8 inches lower than when I made my first attempt, and I wasn't happy. I actually considered turning around again, but I just didn't want to go through all that trouble for nothing. So I completed the ride, and it actually ended up not being too bad, but I don't like to ride in that much water. Oh, we're close. We're close. Damn it. Check it out, man. Still is bad. I'm going to go a couple more feet and then turn around. Deep. Okay, so this is interesting. Looks like it's really getting higher here. So it's the Pinelands. Ooh. I added this clip just to show how the trail can change. And in the dry season, this would be a very mild, dry trail. But also, you can see off in the horizon that the trail just goes straight for as far as you can see in this clip. Okay, we're about a mile in, and it's much higher ground now. Not much, but you can see the trail is not as deep as it was back there. We're probably coming up close to the end of this first leg of the trail, and off in the distance you can see about where the trail's going to turn and put the riders on the second leg of the trail that meanders southwest. I'm approximately at the location of the picture of the little buggy, maybe a little bit further. And at the end of the trail, which is where that curved arrow is where the trail takes a pretty sharp turn to the west but then it starts to meander southwest. You can see faintly where a rectangular shape is scarred into the land. I've pointed it out with the thin orange arrows. This was the original dike that was filled in, and the land still bears the scar. Probably in 20 years you won't even be able to see it, but at the time this photo was taken, it's still visible. You can see the end of the trail in this frame, and you can see pine on the right and probably on the left, but we're going to change to all cypress in a minute, and you're going to see the water depth is going to increase considerably. But the turn at the end of the trail, which is coming up soon, and I'm probably going to run the video fast to get to it, is very abrupt. I mean, you know when you've turned. It's obvious. It's not a slow, gentle turn, but you can see now the depth of the water is increasing, and now the turn is coming into sight. I'll just let it run for 1 minute. We're coming into the turn, and the water gets pretty deep. As far as this trail goes, it's not like you're in a canal or a lake or anything. And now we're pretty much into mostly cypress. So of course there would be pine right there in the frame. But anyway, it's deep. So this is one of those areas out here where you can see there's a divergence in the road. And I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but there's some signs. There's a white sign about 30, 40 yards out. And then there's some other ones, and it says private property. And I believe this is legitimate. So there's a few, I guess, grandfathered in, or I don't know how they're able to do it in the middle of the preserve, but it's been out here ever since I've been coming out here. And it's well posted. So it can't be a fraud, somebody just trying to keep you out of their favorite hunting spot. This is probably about a half a mile from where we exited the main trail. You can see it opens up. I just thought I'd point out that there's a prairie on the right there. And, you know, if you looked on Google Earth using the maps that I gave you, and you were so inclined, you could find the location. Okay, if memory serves me correctly, we're probably coming close to the end of the trail proper. Now, you can go a little further once you get through this pine land. You can go further, but it gets very undefined. I think this is really the end of the Mark Trail. And it starts to get deep because I believe you hit what they refer to as a slough. Holy shit, yeah. Look at this, man. Look at this. That's it. I'm out of here. I'll come back when it's drier. And then there's the plants that I told you about that mean people water. But we're almost to the end of the trail, if I'm not mistaken. It's right through there, maybe another 300 yards tops. Ooh, getting it on, getting it on. All right, I'm beating it for home. So we'll just show some deep water motorboating clips. Okay, we're coming up on the big curve to get back on the straight main trail. So the water's deep, and it's, I think, some of the more interesting. There we go, and we're on the home stretch, headed back home. The ramp is within sight now, and That's it. It's over. I made it. The end.